So tell us a little bit about the vehicle itself. Like, what are you doing? Because I know you're doing some customization to it. So talk a little bit about what you're doing and why you're actually doing that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, it was hard to leave it here last week.
Right.
And tough to say goodbye to it for the next, week to 2 weeks.
Right.
I think we're doing something really special to it. We wanted it to be different than what you would see driving down the road, because this Bronco will be used exclusively for healing through wheeling, and all the social media documentation that we do on it. So we wanted it to be very visible.
Right.
With that being said, it is very similar to a few Broncos that are out there that's actually ran by Ford Performance.
Right.
And so we really used the Ford Bronco 4600 as kind of the inspiration of it. So we got it from the factory in the Rapid Red.
Yeah, it's a beautiful vehicle.
Yeah,
it's a beautiful vehicle.
It's a phenomenal color.
Yes.
And it actually, from another tie-in to the Challenger, the red is very similar to his Challenger.
Right.
And so we wanted to keep some of that.
Yeah.
And so when we saw the 4600, it was like, we can keep the red. We can add very similar angles and colors to it.
Yes.
We're using a little bit more carbon fiber than Ford did on theirs. But again, we wanted it to really stand out from a social media perspective, and really hoping that it does.
Yes. So that's really cool. Thank you again for allowing us to actually be the ones to bring this vision to life. We really appreciate that, as well as you sharing your story. Tell us a little bit about Wheels to Heal. Wheels to Heal.
Healing through wheeling.
Okay, healing through wheeling.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit more about that and exactly who your target audience is in regards to who you're helping, and who you're targeting, and tell us a little bit more about that, how that works, and how what position or what part you play into that organization.
Yeah, absolutely. So that didn't formulate in my mind at first.
Yes.
When we placed the reservation for the Bronco, it was just simply kind of a continuation of what Connor had wanted. Right. And of course, that was July of last year. Right. So there's been quite a bit of time between the reservation period and now. Right?
Yes.
So during that time period, I wanted something that could help others. Right. Because it's like you said, it's if you're someone who's going through this walk that we are, really for the rest of our lives, we understand the pain involved. And like you said, someone who is incredibly fortunate enough to not have to go through what we've had to, you can't understand. Right. And I don't mean that in a negative way.
No, I totally get it.
It's just, I think from a mental perspective, our bodies won't allow us to think of something that horrific.
Exactly.
Because we all love our kids.
Yeah, for sure.
We just don't know how much you love them until you lose one of them. Right. And particularly, from whether it's mental health, whether it's an auto accident, whether it's another illness outside of mental health. Right. It's tragic all the same. Right. And so I wanted to have an outlet for myself. Right. To kind of heal. It's therapy, if you will. Right. And so I kept thinking of things I wanted to do, and we will do. Connor struggled with dyslexia, from when he was younger as well, and from a dyslexic perspective, it's from a scholarship perspective, it's difficult, you know, because their grades may not be the same as other kids, even though they may work just as hard, if not harder. 100%. And so, you know, I wanted to form a scholarship that would go towards kids that have been diagnosed with dyslexia, whether it's a regular 4-year university, whether it's a 2-year associate university, whether it's you know, some type of any type of schooling, you know, HVAC, you know, whatever. And so I was kind of going down that path, and because we were getting the Bronco and we were wanting to spend a lot of time with it because it's kind of an extension of Connor. I would start watching a lot of videos, you know, on off-roading and overlanding. Again, having no knowledge, having never done any of that, live in the suburbs.
It's amazing how, I don't mean to interrupt, but it's amazing how certain experiences in your life take you down a path that you didn't plan to go, or you thought you would never even in 100 years go, and so it's pretty incredible. I've had some tragedy in my life, nothing as tragic as losing a son or a daughter, but you know, we all have different experiences, and one thing I know, reflecting and looking back on some of those experiences, is I wouldn't be the person I am today without some of those experiences. You know what I mean? Because they lead you down a path that you know you wouldn't have gone without it, and so it kind of synonymous and significant, in your life, as I'm sure as you continue to, you know, I know it's still really early for you, but I know as you continue to live and share your story and share Connor's story, that it's going to take you places and help people that, you know, it's going to be so meaningful, and his life is going to have so much purpose. You know what I mean? And so I just thank you for sharing. But go ahead. I didn't mean that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, but you know, that's kind of a good transition into actually then, you know, how I came across, you know, starting healing through wheeling. Having never done that, my path would have never gone that way. You know, but watching the videos of, you know, other videographers, you know, that do off-roading and overlanding, I started having the desire to do it, because that gives us something to do in the Bronco. It's one thing to get it and then just not utilize it. So we want to use it, and it, again, you know, it's weird how sometimes things just strike you, it's like I wanted to do something that would be therapy for me, that would also be an outlet for other people who are maybe going through the same walk. And so watching those videos, it just struck me, you know, we could do that. We could video, you know, what we're doing and share it with others, and you know how we're healing and how we're not moving on, because I don't think you truly ever move on from it, but how we cope with it,
for sure,
and maybe that will help others in a very similar situation. So watching those healing through wheeling just kind of popped into my head, and you know, and so, you know, we're going to be taking the Bronco all the way from, you know, the Smoky Mountains to Colorado.
That sounds really cool.
So and you know, plan on documenting all those travels, and again, that in of itself is nothing, you know, that I've ever done before. You know?
I imagine there's a lot of adjustment you had to make in your life too. Like, I mean, to, you know, how do you find the time, or what decisions did you have to make in order to take this on? Like, is there? I'm sure. I mean, this tragedy was life changing. But even after that, like, in order to accomplish some of the things you want to accomplish, you know, and the purpose, like, what are some of the changes you've had to, adjustments you've had to make, you know, to fulfill this?
Well, you know, when something's important, you find ways
you make it happen,
to do it.
For sure.
You make it happen. And so, you know, I mean, as far as changes, you know, my wife and I we're both self-employed,
right?
And so that does help us in the fact
for sure,
that
100%.
when we want to take some
your time
off,
is yours,
we can.
For sure, yeah.
But even if I still had an 8 to 5 job with a regular employer, I would still work it through. All our vacations would be earmarked for that, just to make it happen.
Right.
So the self-employed aspect and just wanting to do it and just finding a way to make it happen is really what it's all about. So.
Well, that's great, Bill. I want to thank you for coming through, man. It's been such a inspiring story.
Right.
I'm glad to finally meet you. We've talked on the phone multiple times. I've talked to Bill, and he's just as cool as he sounds on the phone, right? So no surprises there. But it's good to finally meet you, man. And like I said, I hope through this, right? And I know through this that beautiful things are going to come out of it, man. And you and your wife. I pray that you guys continue to move forward, touch other people, people who are going through the same, who probably aren't handling it as well, and need you guys. And so what I do believe is there's purpose in life, right? We're all here to fulfill a purpose,
right?
And God gives us different things to. All different tasks, right?
Sure.
And so I believe you guys will take this, right, and make it very special for yourselves and other people. And at the end of the day, I think that's what it's all about, right? So again, I want to thank you for coming through, man, sharing your story.
Thank you.
What we're going to do is we're going to share that vehicle, and if any of you guys actually want to reach out to Bill and contact him. Bill, tell them how they can contact you, how they can get involved if they want to get involved.
Sure.
And what that is all about. Yeah.
Well, so I have social media set up through Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram on Healing Thru Wheel'n.
Oh, right.
And each one of those platforms kind of has a different take on what punctuation you can use.
Right.
And so each one of them has a slight variation in the spelling of it.
Right.
So what I'll do is I'll get the links to you, William, and I'll let you, embed those however you guys want to.
We'll do.
And they'll be able to get it from the video.
All right, man. I'm excited about finishing the car. We haven't finished it yet. The Jeep, the Bronco.
Yeah, they won't let me.
No,
you can't see it.
You can't see it yet. It's a surprise. You can't see it. He hasn't seen it yet.
Yeah.
So we're in the middle of doing the upgrade on the custom work. So. I'm excited about seeing that. We're definitely going to share that whole process. So we got a lot more things to share. And when we put all of this together, man, and we share it, I hope it, it's going to be a beautiful thing, and it's going to help a lot of people.
It'll probably be an emotional deal.
Yeah.
And, I did better on this than I thought I would.
Yeah.
Like you said, I don't think I'm that cool.
Right.
But, maybe I came across like I have it all together.
Yeah.
But, I can hold it together in small deals.
Yeah, it's a process.
Wife and I will probably cry tonight.
And that message is a very important thing. So to be strong to get that message out is very important.
Yeah.
So I really pray that you guys continue to have success in getting that message out and really impact a lot of people who are going through some really, really hard times.
Well, I appreciate Jekyll and Hyde.
Yes.
Really kind of helping us out. And pulling all this together.
Yeah.
So I mean,
no problem. Anytime.
Means a lot to
me. Anytime.
Yeah.
Anytime. Yeah. You're welcome back anytime, Bill.
Sounds good.
All right, thanks, man.
Thank
if you guys have any questions or if you want to reach out to Bill, feel free to contact him via his information that he's going to provide. And this is Jekyll and Hyde. This is Cars in Conversation. Bill, William, we'll see you guys next time. Over and out. Jekyll and Hyde.